proud to run the lines on rain or shine. The engines will never let their passengers down, but they are old and they're tired and lazy. Their drivers understood this and they spoke kindly to them.
There's more than enough work for both of you on this railway. The manager is sending 2 more engines to help us run the line.
Skarloey and Rheneas were pleased with this news and promised to give the new engines a big welcome. One day, the Fat Controller sent Edward to the works to be mended. Near the workstation, Edward noticed a narrow-gauge engine standing in an open-sided shed.
It's Skarloey. What's he doing here?
He remembered Skarloey and his brother Rheneas, because in the old days he had often brought passengers who wanted to travel up to the lake in their little train. As the men in the works couldn't mend him at once, Edward asked them to put him on a siding close to Skarloey. Skarloey was pleased to see Edward.
The owner just bought 2 more engines. He told me I was such an old engine and the server goes west. He gave me this shed so that I could see everything and not be lonely. But I am lonely all the same. I miss Rheneas very much. Yesterday, one of the new engines pushed him on a truck, and now he's going to be mended.
Don't worry, Skarloey. I will be back soon.
Oh, I wish I could be mended too on poor coaches again.
Every coach has got names?
Oh yes, there's Agnes, Ruth, Gemina, Lucy, and Beatrice. Agnes is proud. Here are coaches for first-class passengers. She pity Ruth, Gemina, and Lucy, who are third class with bare boys, but also often scoff at Beatrice. The reason is because Beatrice often smells of fish and cheese. But she is the most important, you know. She has a little window through which watch the guards sell tickets. I sometimes leave the others behind, but I always take Bertie. You must have tickets in a guard, you know.
Of course.
When Nancy and I used to take turns pulling the trains, we know everybody and everybody knows us. We whistle to the people in the fields and level crossings, and in the lonely cottages and farms, and people always wait to us. We love passing the school playgrounds at break time. Then the children will always rush over to the fence to watch us go by. The passengers always wave us because they think that the children are waving to them. But we aren't no better, of course.
Yes, we do indeed.
Of course. We take our tours to the lake and then get ready to pull the train back. We enjoy the morning journey home, because then our friends from the village come down to do their shopping. We will whistle before every station.
Look out!
Where's Miss Les?
She's coming! This last! We're here!
I'm here! I'm here!
We'll leave you behind one of these days, Miss Lass.
But we know we'll never will.
Don't worry, he is joking.
We stopped elsewhere too, at farm crossings and stills and paths that led to lonely houses. Rania and I know all the places very well indeed, and our drivers used to say that we would stop even if we didn't put on the brakes. Sometimes on market day, Ruth, Gemina, and Lucy were so full of people that the car would allow their class passengers to travel in arguments. She didn't like that at all, or grumble.
First class coach.
Be quiet, or I'll bump you. That won't stop her rudeness to my friends.
I'm glad to hear that.
Just then some workmen came.
We're going to mend you now, Edward. Come along.
Goodbye, Skarloey. Thank you for telling me about your railway. It's a lovely line.
It is. Thank you for talking to me at work. You cheer me up. Goodbye.
Skarloey watched Edward being taken back to the works. Then, shutting his eyes, he dozed in the warm afternoon sun. He smiled as he dozed, for he was dreaming, as old engines will, of happy days in the past. But he didn't sleep for long. He heard an engine's whistle. When Sir Handel and Peter Sam arrived, they found they had much to learn.
What a small shed. This won't do at all. We're much too good for this old shack.
I think it's nice.
Huh. What's that rubbish?
Shh. That's Skarloey. He's famous. I'm sorry, Skarloey. Sir Handel is upset now, but he's quite nice, really.
Skarloey felt sorry for Peter Sam, but what Skarloey didn't know was that sometimes things got stressful during the night.
Stay together. Please change your mind. He's still useful? No.
Peter Sam!
Is it time for work? Oh, Sir Handel, it's only you.
Nightmare again?
Yes, but what choice did we have?
It will be okay, Stuart. We made a promise, and no matter what happens, we're going to fulfill it one day. Now go back to sleep and think about what fun jobs you're going to do tomorrow.
But little did Sir Handel realize, things were not quite as he expected.
Now, Sir Handel, we'll get you ready.
I'm tired. Let Peter Sam go. He'd love it.
Nope. Owner's orders. You're first.
Are you sure I'm not up first?
No, you aren't going today. I heard you and Sir Handel are going to take turns each day, like Renance and I have done in the past.
Okay, Skarloey.
Oh well, I suppose I must.
When his driver arrived, Sir Handel puffed away to fetch his coaches. He didn't like the look of them at all.
Whatever next. Those aren't coaches, they're cargo trucks.
Ooh, what a hard engine!
It's not what I'm used to.
He rolled to the platform just as Goran arrived.
Hello, who are you?
I'm Gordon. Who are you?
I'm Sir Handel. I've heard of you. You're an express engine. So am I, but I'm used to buggy coaches, not these cargo trucks. Do you have any buggy coaches? I say you do. We must have a chat. Sorry I can't stop. We must keep time, you know.
Gordon was speechless.
Come along, come along.
Kettle tricks!
Presently they stopped at a station. The line curved here and began to climb. It wasn't very steep, but the day was misty and the rails were slippery.
Hold on back.
Hold back! Can coaches quack, Ruth? I don't think so.
No, Jemima. Go back.
We're going back? But we've only just arrived.
No, hold back, please.
Oh, I see. We have to hold back. Why didn't you say so?
Come on, get Jemima a hearing aid. Hold back, Beatrice.
You want some song lyrics? I didn't know you could sing, Lucy.
Ugh, no. I was talking to Beatrice. Okay, let's do it.
The coaches carried on giggling as Sir Handel started, and their couplings tightened.
Come on!
Poor Sir Handel kept slipping on the greasy rails.
Come on!
His wheels were spinning, and the coaches pulled him back.
I can't do it! I'm used to sensible buggy coaches, not these cattle trucks.
And the train stopped on the hill beyond the station. The guard came up.
I think the coaches are up to something.
Let's bring the train down and try again.
So that's what they did. The train was brought to a level piece of line to give Sir Handel a good start. The guard helped the firemen put the stand on the rails, and Sir Handel made a tremendous effort. The coaches tried hard to drag him back, but he puffed and pulled so hard they were soon over the top and away on their journey. The Fat Controller was stern with Sir Handel that night.
You are a troublesome engine. You are rude, conceited, and much too big for your wheels. Next time, I shall punish you severely.
Sir Handel was impressed and behaved well for several days. But then things had gone wrong again. Peter Sam had yet another nightmare, worse than the previous ones, and he was stressed the following day.
It will be all right, Peter Sam. I promise you.
What
What if it's too late?
Easy now. Think about going your passenger run today. You always love that now, don't you?
Oh dear, Peter Sam. I think you should stay here today. Sir Handel, you'll have to go.
But, Peter Sam...
No buts. Peter Sam needs his rest. You get to work now.
Fine. Just remember, if Peter Sam's in worse shape when I get back, you're to blame, not me.
Do you wish to talk about your nightmare, Peter Sam?
No.
Sir Handel was still cross when they reached the top station. He was hoping for a rest, but his driver thought otherwise.
We'll leave the coaches now and fetch some trucks from the quarry.
Trucks? Trucks?
Yes, trucks.
I won't, so there!
Sir Handel jerked forward. Sir Handel was about to cause a great deal of trouble. They telephoned the Fat Controller. He came up at once with Peter Sam and brought some workmen in a truck.
Sir Handel, what was that about?
You did get out of the shed today, but maybe not in the way you expected.
Sir Handel was feeling rather silly. To make matters worse, there stood the Fat Controller. His message to Sir Handel was brief and
I shall
blunt.
talk to you later.
He and the fireman then took Peter Sam home with the coaches, while the driver and workmen put Sir Handel back on the rails. Sir Handel didn't feel so pleased with himself when he called home and found the Fat Controller waiting for him.
You are a very naughty engine. You stay in the shed until I can trust
Peter Sam was now busier than ever. He had to do Sir Handel's work as well as his own. He was very excited, and the fireman found him hard to handle.
Summer up, can't you? I'm going to do this all by myself. I can't believe it. Just me, the coaches, and the passengers. For who knows how long. It's going to be great.
Anyone would think he wanted to work.
All respectable engines do. I wish I could work myself.
Oh, don't mind Sir Handel, Skarloey. He's just jealous he can't get out of the sheds for a while. Oh, but Skarloey, I didn't mean...
It's alright. Keep calm, Peter Sam. Don't get excited and you'll do well.
But Peter Sam was in such a state that he couldn't listen. When his driver came, Peter Sam ran along to fetch the coaches, leaving Sir Handel and Skarloey alone.
Sir Handel, I must ask, why do you like working? You know that if we don't...
I know very well what happens to the engines who don't work, Skarloey, and even those that misbehave. It's important to all the engines, but for Peter Sam, it's more important than ever right now.
Why him? Why now?
Working distracts him from things that happen, certainly.
His nightmares, you mean?
They are more than just nightmares.
At the coach shed, Peter Sam bustled in.
Come along, girls. That's the way, my dears. Gently does it.
What did he say?
He said, come along, girls.
And he called us dears.
Really? One does not know what to think. Such a sweet and handsome young engine, too.
Wow, I want to go out with them more.
And they tittered happily together as they followed Peter Sam. Peter Sam fussed into the station to find Henry already there.
This won't do, youngster. I can't keep waiting. If you're late tonight, I'll go out and leave the passengers behind.
Humph.
But secretly, he was a little worried, but not for long. The guard blew his whistle and waved his green flag. Peter Sam puffed happily away, singing a little song.
Peter Sam, I'm running this line. I'm Peter Sam, I'm running this line. What fun it all is. So many passengers today.
The people waved as he passed the farms and cottages, and he gave a loud whistle at the school. The children all ran to see him, puffing by. Agnes, Ruth, Lucy, Jemima, and Beatrice enjoyed themselves too. The coaches were growing very fond of Peter Sam. Every afternoon they had to wait an hour at the station by the lake. The driver, fireman, and the guard usually bought something from the refreshment lady and went and sat in Beatrice. The refreshment lady always came home on this train. At last the waiting was over. Peter Sam was sizzling with impatience.
Hurry up, please.
The passengers came strolling back to the station.
How awful if we miss Henry's train.
The last passengers arrived, the guard was ready with his flag and whistle. The refreshment lady walked across the platform. Then, it happened. No one quite knows what happened next. The guard says that Peter Sam was too impatient. Peter Sam says he was sure he heard a whistle. Anyway, he started.
Come quickly, come quickly.
Stop!
The guard whistled and waved his red flag. The guard looking back saw the refreshment lady shouting and running after the train. Peter Sam quickly stopped the train.
What? You missed Henry.
The refreshment lady climbed into Beatrice, and they started again. Peter Sam didn't sing anymore. Instead, he hurried along the line as fast as his wheels and his driver would let him.
You will get there anytime. You won't get lost again. You know where and you know when. So get to know your
And they reached the big station just as Henry steamed in.
every situation. Every time you leave the station, know you'll reach your destination. Get to know your navigation. Handle every situation. Every time you leave the station, know you'll reach your destination.
Hurrah! We caught him after all.
Not bad, youngster.
But the refreshment lady was still cross.
What do you mean by leaving me behind, Peter Sam?
I'm sorry, refreshment lady, but Henry says he might leave without us.
You silly little engine, Peter Sam. Henry was teasing you. He won't come without our passengers. He's a guaranteed connection.
Well, where's that Henry?
But Peter Sam was too late for that time, for Henry had chortled away.
Ha! I got you good, didn't I?
That evening, Peter Sam told Sir Handel everything.
You did very well, Peter Sam. Had Henry not tricked you like that, you could have gotten everything perfect.
You sure, Sir Handel?
I know so. You're so good with the passengers and the coaches.
I heard the coaches complimenting you as you departed this morning, Peter Sam. They really adore you.
Oh, I picked up some tricks here and there. Thanks, you two.
With that, the trio happily fell asleep. Next day, which was market day, Peter Sam couldn't work. He needed repairs. Sir Handel was glad to come out.
Rest up, Peter Sam. You'll be back on your wheels in no time.
Thanks, Sir Handel.
Hey, Skarloey, why don't you tell him one of your stories?
Sounds good to me. Did I ever tell you the story of when I was young, that I was on a broken bridge and was scared to cross after it was mended?
I don't think so.
While on his run, Sir Handel tried to be kind, but the coaches didn't trust him. They were awkward and rude. He even sang them little songs, but it was no use. It was most unfortunate to that Sir Handel had to check suddenly to avoid running over some sheep. The coaches knew that all the engines must go carefully at a place near the big station. But they were so cross with Sir Handel that they didn't care what they did. They surged into Sir Handel, making him lurch off the line. Luckily, no one was hurt. Sir Handel limped sadly to the shed.
And then René got his captain after he rescued me.
Oh, great.
Oh, Sir Handel.
Are you okay?
Those stupid coaches bumped me. I tried to be kind, but when I tried to avoid the sheep, no, they had to get me back.
The Fat Controller and Line Manager both inspected the damage.
No more work for you today. What are those coaches? We must take the village people home and fetch the tourists. All without an engine.
What about me, sir?
Skarloey, can you do it?
I'll try. Peter Sam, why did you recount what I told you so far to Sir Handel?
Sure thing. So the bridge used to be made of wood before they changed it to iron?
The coaches stood at the platform just as Skarloey advanced on them.
I'm ashamed of you all. Such behavior. You might have well hurt your passengers, or market day too.
We're so sorry, Skarloey.
We didn't think.
Is that Sir Handel? He's...
No bats, no tails. I won't have it. And don't you dare try any tricks on me.
No, Skarloey.
Oh, of course not, Skarloey.
Skarloey might be old and have dirty paint, but he was certainly an engine that would stand no nonsense. His friends crowded round, and the guard had to shove them all away before they could start. Skarloey felt happy. He remembered all the gates and stiles where he had to stop, and whistled to his friends. The sun shone, the rails were dry.
This was lovely.
But presently they began to climb, and Skarloey felt short of steam.
Take your time, old boy.
And pausing for breath at stations, he gallantly struggled on. After a rest at the top stations, Skarloey was ready to start.
We put it on hill.
The coaches ran nicely, but he soon began to feel tired again. His springs were weak, and the rail joints jarred his wheels. Then with a crack, a front spring broke, and he stopped.
I'm a cook!
That's on it. We'll need a bus now for our passengers.
No, I'll be ashamed to have a bus taking my passengers. Let's get their home or birth.
The line manager looked at his watch and paced the platform. James and his train waited impatiently, too.
Where's that engine? I've never known Skarloey to be late. Skarloey? What?
Then groaning, clanging, and clanking, Skarloey crept into sight. He was tilted to one side and making fearful noises, but he plodded bravely on.
I'll do it! I'll do it! I done it! I done it!
James said nothing. He waited for his passengers and then puffed respectfully away.
You were right. All engines can't pull train the young ones can.
They can if their matches aren't faithful, and that's exactly what's going to happen to you. You deserve it.
You sure deserve it, Skarloey. You're so brave.
I'll say. Excellent job, Old Faithful.
That night after Skarloey left, Sir Handel and Peter Sam confided together.
They care for their engines well here. I mean, Skarloey and Rheneas are both being mended right now.
Yes. Say, does Skarloey remind you of anyone?
Sure does. But if I'm to be honest, I think Skarloey's more humble.
No doubt there. But no one can replace.
Of course not. Heavens no. I wasn't saying that. So, since Skarloey put him in his place once in a while would be interesting to see.
Sir Handel is longing for Skarloey to come back. He thinks Skarloey is one of the best engines in the world. He does his fair share of the work now, and the coaches never play tricks on him because he always manages them in Skarloey's way.